This is a video game chair that I designed and built.
So how's your play today, Dad? Run stuff. Dad's trying to make a video. Daddy's so not play today.
I really like driving and flying games, but it's always been a problem to get the ergonomics just right. The position of the wheel, the pedals, and even the speakers. The ergonomics are to simulate a car seating position. I use a technique called LABR, which is looks about right. So it's sized for me, and it feels about how my car feels in terms of seating position. It is built on a 2-foot by 4-foot piece of plywood with a base, a chair, a table, plywood supports, and has various platforms for the components. This particular chair is set up with 5.1 surround, and right now it has a PS3. I originally wanted a Alienware desktop, but as you start to build these things, the price starts to add up. The PS3 was very inexpensive, was the cheapest option, plus it uses PC peripherals, like this Logitech steering wheel. The 5.1 surround is Logitech Z906 speakers. I bought the Logitechs because, one, I'm going to do it right with good speakers, and two, it has digital inputs. And I want to make sure, if I'm going through the trouble of installing 5 speakers, that the surround sound software works properly. The platform is raised using plywood, and I raised it so that I could run cables underneath to hide the cables, and also to provide the option of directly bolting the pedals down to the floor if I need to. To pad the seat, I bought cheap foam padding and vinyl remnants and stapled it onto the plywood seat. For flying games, I added this removable stand on the left side to hold the throttle, and there's a shelf on the right for the flight stick. This is a protective covering on the floor so that when you step on it, it just reduces wear and tear on the paint. And I had to cut it to size so that I could move the pedals forward and backwards for when my kids play on this.
Spin out!
These are homemade wood brackets to hold the rear surround sound speakers. There's plenty of extra space underneath the seat because my subwoofer didn't fit. And I also added this 2x4 as a support for the seat so that when I lean back in the chair, I just don't have to worry about it collapsing. Bob, the body opponent bag, likes to keep an eye on the chair, and I let him. The Logitech Z906 subwoofer turned out to be too big to fit underneath the seat, and that's really one of the biggest flaws in my design. Another major flaw with the Z906 speaker system is the amount of cables that's required. Good cable management was a priority in my design, and I appear to have failed in that requirement. Selecting a monitor was a very difficult decision, and in the end I chose a 24-inch Asus LED monitor, PC monitor, mostly because it was inexpensive. It was less than $200, and it had an HDMI, DVI, and VGA ports built in. And for my initial testing, it works just fine. I wanted a 27 to 32-inch screen, but honestly, the 24-inch screen, when you're this close, works great. I plan to keep this chair a very, very long time. I think about every electronic peripheral can be removed and replaced, and it's made out of wood, so it's easy to bolt new things on and remove things. Long-term plans include possibly triple monitors. There's a place on the right side to place a PC desktop for PC games, and there's room for any kind of peripheral I could want to attach.
And number 2 just got a wipeout. Now he's in second place.
Second place. Okay, good.
Okay, out of 10. Hopefully first place won't play baseball with you. It's like now first place is defense. Now